Well, here's the update in the life of Kyle. So it's about 5 degrees today, but it's sunny, so it feels pretty good. It's about noon here, and I finally got set up digging. So yesterday, that was the exciting day. Right here, that whole weld. Yeah, so I was wide open throttle heading up river. You know, sun's kind of ahead of me a little bit, and there's just that much of a rock pointing up into the surface, but the water was so slow it didn't make any ripples, and just a massive pointy rock. I actually tumbled out of the boat halfway, kind of caught myself, so one leg got soaked, but the rest of me was fine. Clambered my way back in, kind of like, what the crap just happened, man? Jeez. And yeah, it took me about 5 minutes to like actually push myself off of that thing. It was high centered and wobbling around in the middle of the river, and water was coming in. I was a little bit like, maybe I ought to just go home now. But I figured, hey, you know what? I'm out here. I'm gonna, figure something out. Worst case scenario, the boat starts sinking and it won't drive anywhere. Then I'll just take my gold mining pump, keep the thing afloat as I sort of float down river. So I've got everything set up here. There's a little bit of damage to my box from the incident. So just these legs here, they bent, and then the little feet I had in the bottom kind of shattered a little bit. But everything else held together pretty good. So I seem to have forgotten my level. This kind of matting's pretty, touchy like that. So I've just been, I've been using this stuff for quite a while, so I kind of can see what it's doing. But I've got her set up. I've got the pump in my boat there, so I never have to dig a little holes. The water comes up and down and everything, so that keeps things pretty convenient. And yeah, it's kind of nice just having the engine away from where you're working, because it's nice and quiet this way. But yeah, so now, probably till about 6 o'clock, I'll take the next 6 hours and see if I can move some gravel. And it's an alright spot. It's not amazing. Sort of like 100 to 200 colors per shovel kind of thing, so we'll see what that works out to. And yeah, and make a little fire and dry off and have another frosty night. So here I'm plotting out a pay streak. And so essentially what I've done is right where my head is, every time I've done a pan, so right there, I put a rock in it so you can see it. And I've actually been writing these down, what numbers I'm getting out of each test pan. So between these two lines is sort of the area of most pay. What's really interesting is this one here got me 110. That one over there was 250. And then the one, I'm sort of pointing at it way up on my cart there, that was also 250. So the line of 250 kind of comes from the river and heads right up into the bank. And then everything's kind of distributed around that. So I'm thinking that might be, right now you've got this eddy line up here. As the water comes up higher, it might actually be the water heading back upstream right through there. But anyways, so not much there, not much there. We're talking like 50, 60 colors. And then same here. This stick right here, that was 250. And then just, it'd be nice to get some chalk or spray paint or something. But basically what I did is I marked the water's edge. That's this line up at the top. And then you can see the first row I got 7. Well, that's actually 70, 110, 230, right down to 6. And I actually did a test pan between the 6 and the 230. And I got 6. And that was literally half a shovel length. So 2.5 feet away. So this is 1 shovel length between pans. And then over here, right on water's edge, we got 8. So 80, and then 250, and then 100, and then 5. And over here it was 8, 160. I did a little half between there, so it goes 5, 6, 4, 50, 60, 40. But isn't that interesting that right in it obviously peters out downstream, but that 250 color and then 230 color is sort of at a steep angle, like against the flow of the river, kind of like that. But either way, as I dig down throughout the day, I'll hopefully learn more about this. And I've basically just drawn out, sort of trying to keep myself in 100 color and up. And hopefully I do okay. Oh man, ready for the nice recovery tomorrow. Woo. Alrighty, I think I'm done. Holy shit. Just keep moving that way. Oh. All right. So here's your free cleanup tip of the day. I recommend not using a magnet to take the black sand out of your concentrates until you get to the miller table. Now the reason is the cleanup sluice does a pretty quick job of this anyways. So once you get this onto your miller table, here's my little brush. Just like you normally would, use a really lightweight fan brush. Always have it going across the flow like this. If you put it in like that, you can create a dry spot behind the brush and gold can get lifted up. So you've got your nice little light, thin layer of material. Now, if you take your magnet, like so, you don't actually want the black sand to get drawn up to the magnet or there might be gold in it. Instead, you just wave it over the surface like this. And you'll see it pulls that black sand up into the flow. Makes it nice and easy to get rid of most of your black sands.